the research.
Okay. No.
Trying to come up with a concept for the film. How do we look at it? How do we feel? Where are we heading? Or what kind of film do we want?
We look at things, if for example there's something that you want to do, but then there's something that stops you or hinders you, or what influences you most in the world.
Choices like how to spend my free time.
It was an issue of peer pressure and wanting to be felt.
People are
not afraid of contracting the disease. They're afraid of getting pregnant.
Because you can justify, okay, after all, there are condoms, there won't be STIs, there won't be pregnancies. So
having sex just without a condom and protected sex becomes natural.
But what if they also did more adverts on abstinence, promoting abstinence? Don't you think that would do anyone any good?
It's your fault actually as a youth, because maybe of your morals and stuff like that. For you to look at a girl in the first place and think of sex, did you think of the condom first? No.
But then in as far as we have people that are still in that stage where they have to create their own principles, their own values, what is the right way for us to take?
My name is Melron. I live in Lusaka. As a young person, I think about sex. I see condoms everywhere, and I wonder if they are encouraging people's sexual activities.
One thing that stops me from having sex is that I'm afraid that my girlfriend will get pregnant, right? But then if there is a condom, well, I'm kind of safe, so that pushes me to have sex.
Okay, Melron, honestly speaking, what's better? I have sex with a condom or I just have it just like that?
If I'm like 15 years today, right, and I decide to have my first sexual intercourse today, with a condom, right, today, my first girlfriend, what are the chances that by the time I'm 18 years old, I would not have maybe, let's say, 3 or 4 girlfriends, and with all these I would have had sex with them?
You having 19 girlfriends is your own fault, and it's got nothing to do with condoms.
Yeah, but I think that's another concern. That's what bothers me again, you know. If we're going to talk about preventing HIV in our generation, right, then we should, as a generation, we have to sit down and say, what is sex, right? And when we look at what sex is all about, if we're talking about sexual expressions, we should first understand the purpose of sex, and all acts of its expression should serve to fulfill that purpose.
But though I still do not agree with you that it is actually promoting young people to have sex.
Because Melron, don't you think it's all about where you come from and morality and stuff like that?
My name is Angela. I live in Lusaka with my family. Every day that passes, I hear young people in my community talk about sex, how often they do it and enjoy it. I look at how old these people are, and it shocks me because they are too young.
You know how you think certain things just don't happen to you? You think people who do that are, yeah. So I found myself in a situation where he pushed me to have sex, tempted me, and one thing led to the other, and I got to a point where I thought, I mean, if everyone does it, why not? I know people that have done it and not gotten pregnant, and so I wanted to experience what people talk about. So I was like, what the hell, let me just go ahead and do this and find out how it feels. And then as he started, no, not as he started doing it, no. As he took off his trousers.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he moved towards the bed, probably to get a wrapper or something. And then he kind of gave me time to think. You know, I thought this person is...
You now started rethinking after thinking you were almost...
Yeah, I agreed in the end, but then I thought to myself, I mean, if I have sex with this person today, I don't know what's going to happen. I thought of what my parents have told me. I thought of what would happen. I thought of all the bad things, me getting sick. And then I stopped to think to myself. I was like, this won't take me anywhere. Let me just stop. And then he came back and I asked him to stop. And he was so upset.
Yeah.
He's like, no, how do you go and make a decision and then you just decide to change your mind? That's very immature. And then I got up And I was like, I'm leaving. Then he started swearing, insulting me, and I was so surprised. And then I thought, so if I actually had sex with this person, he's probably going to go and tell his friends, I landed with the girl, I did this with her, and I was going to be the girl talked about at that moment. So I'm glad that that decision I made has paid off. It's because of my parents that I actually made that decision.
But your dad talks to you about sex and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
What, your parents don't talk to you about sex?
I wish they could.
My father thinks it's okay. He says if he doesn't tell me, he doesn't...
You think sex is okay?
No. He thinks it's okay for him to tell me about sex and the youth, what life is about and stuff like that.
My name is Pio Choma. I live in Lusaka. My mother died when I was 2 years old. I think sex is not a good thing for young people. It's for marriage people.
Ine nenzonkana wa sister wanga ku first nenzonkana mami wanaba wa mwadi na bwana ndonkana wa sister wanga, then pa 25 July pa 25 July kwenza kuma 15 hours mabwanza tisipiwa sambo nipekeze tende town stina ende ku stina konke vana bwakamba sina bwana dabo atafika paroji nenzebe option ile yonse ni wantu wenzo nsunga and kukitu kuja nenze ko mlendo waonaka abwacho sana drama 150 abwa pass tanacho sana drama 150 na bwana ka shock nata niacha ni drama hii nata maybe kapena babo chitache vina ngo business yao bwana wanaweza tingena room 5 mwezi room 5 tingena room so ndipena bwana ngena ine sineza ko chicho nsinene na bwana anaivya bwa bwera ta opso wakuza na opso bani uzate kunaweza chani hata ini napenga sister wako so vivo sipenza kuchita usadandawe so nizebepe sinizo za chicho nsinene by that time I was very young, I was 15 so sinizo za tsinidinga nchitsikiri abwa kambata na bawoza sister na pasandra ma sister wako na bwacho sana pisto ati ukakaa na vonse venkuza nza kushuto pano petilili kuzapaisa abantu bambili neni na drama nka kushuta nzaenda na ku India so ndeve na bwasine nenzebe po vaccine chite abwa ikana pisto pa bedside ndeve na bwa forcinga kugona naye ndeve na bwa gona naye by that time una bwana nka chani chikumtima na bwana nka okwinilira vija na mboganza ati maybe nina mimba o nina matenda sinzo umuntu vyalili so nenze chapinata why ba sister banga wanganchite so imfanyo ipa why amayi wanga simbanasi yako kuli bantu benango
ipa why suna taking action wa uza bantu nangwaenda ku police
ninayo because bana bawo benzeko so nenzo yo pakuti banga chichani banga tume bantu banchita su olobanipa after nafika kuja kunyumba na afunza kuanga na timkaza mwamza na movia mchita atikube veni ngachitene cause ne veni funa ni accident sikupasa kwa mafuta na kugura vova na bwana nzata since nina kuza nkutini ngasenze nchito ningambe au med so kube problem millions nangawe machita vaso emo 28 December babwanza tsipiwe tonpekeze pa cyclone na bwana wana dhachiramu nzi wanatawa kanza tseni unpekeze nishi banipeka kuli wamene hoja mwenye sina bwana zata since lelo ndimo na tsimo lelo mwambie po samba then ne nzasamba pa last so evende pe bana boba ende osamba na bwana ngena mnyumba natenga mansapato yanga na vovala nze mwena bwana enda kujonenga kuyenze wanza wa mami na bwana waza nata amkeno na wakabwa kunu mauza tsinyiliko.
I do look at an advert, right? And there's a time when I'm going to sit on my own. I'm going to say, okay, yeah, sex is acceptable. It's kind of free. You know what I mean? I can have it.
But guy, listen. How many people have walked up to you and said, Melron, the first time I had sex was because of a condom. It made it easy for me to have sex. Melron, listen. You're not listening to yourself, huh?
Yeah.
I buy a condom. Am I going to find a girl to have sex with? No.
As a society, we try to promote. And then we have to look at what sexual values is the condom promoting among its youths.
Society does not really promote the condom. Personally, I don't agree with you. I think if I have sex at the end of the day, it's not because the condom made it easy.
What, so you think it's okay to have sex in a relationship?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, you get to love each other more.
Guys play love to get sex. And girls play sex to get love.
I mean, if you had a boyfriend and you wanted to love him, wouldn't you play sex to get his love?
No, there are other ways of playing things to get love. It's not just about sex. Yeah, I'm a Christian. And what I've learned from Sunday school and, yeah, my upbringing is that you do not have sex until you get married. the Bible clearly states that sex is for married people. Sorry.
What about people who are not Christian?
My parents have taught me, my mother has taught me, my father has told me that in life you have to strive to get what you want. I mean, if I have sex today and get pregnant or get sick,
why can't I strive to get it?
Go ahead and get it. That's your decision. Okay. But I'm telling you what I think. I'm not going to have sex because that's what I want. I don't want to get into any trouble before it's time for me to have sex. Besides, it's just wrong. Come on.
Like forcing kuchita chintu chamene sofuna, like forcing kuungana sex na muntu amene sofuna chanchani.
Vija chimankancho ipesesa maningi cause time yakuti sunainekea kuti uzachita sex then wabwa pezikati wabva kuchitsikira maybe wabwa kushita rape case wabwa kushita defilement sishamusha ziraka sichimamveka bwino monga especially kuma youths kumakati wena ma plans mu future yako uzachita cha so maybe ine nzachita cha besinza kakwatiwa nzanka cha be virgin soche then vabva kuchitsikira sichimamvesana musha chimankaisa kumtima kunkara wokuinirira waziraka
kuliwe nangwe like wabwa having sex na ma boys and then from there akapeza wanzake wakambati I'm a virgin na eva sasa yapo ambukambati wamno makana sex na boys ni vipuwa and me too I'm a virgin what on kuli girls was so iwe ngakambepo branch pali awa mno makamba so
vipuwa cause as deep down ya mtima wake kuti si virgin then akazenda na manzake kuti ndine virgin what for funiko kamba che no me I'm not a virgin ngati sivina kusisuna zifunia kuti vikuchitikire funiko kamba no me I'm not a virgin so church nalengesa and it wasn't my fault, either it was your fault ungakambe no it was my fault so ngazibisa ubisile chani and ndifunika noza nzako cause kwa matenda yose sana ku HIV, chlamydia, syphilis, bola azira kuna na mimba.